possibly some good things can happen. Timing also is very, very critical on this, is the fact that you get your application in and get yourself ready, because you know, you've experienced this over the years. You know, the DR2 money, we all remember that all of a sudden that come about and they were just throwing grant money around left and right. You know, one of the interesting things that happened this year that really has made it a really nice for us, especially for our clients, is Congress passed a budget. So these funding agencies have their money. Before, they're working on a continuing resolution, and it's just kind of a stopgap. Well, they've had money this year, and what's happened is the state of Indiana, with rural development, went to the national pool, and that's where they were able to get the substantial grant money associated with that project.
Questions and answers.
Well,
Got about 5 minutes.
we could go on into overtime. It's a big project, and money, of course, is crucial.
Absolutely.
In fact, it's a determining factor in what we can do and what we can't. People get paid so much.
It's easy to find the need. It's hard to develop the project into something that you can actually accomplish and be financially responsible.
And you can't scale it down to what we can afford, you know? That's just not possible.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna have to stretch. And,
You gotta prioritize.
yeah,
You just gotta prioritize.
have to show them it's value spent, save in the long run.
Well, yeah, it's tough, and especially with your smaller communities. I mean, it isn't like, you know, you're growing and your industrial base is increasing every year, and it does pose some challenges. It really does.
You can couple it with things that you do on your own. It helps people to see that, you know, we're really trying to save money. If you can come in, like we tried to present here, you can show you, these are all the options that are available from different funding. These are the things that we're gonna look at, and we're gonna truly try to find, you know, you as a town can go to them and say, we've explored all the options, and we found the best deal that we can. It at least helps kind of
You know, distance is like what they used to be. We like to say, we feel like we've got an engineer that is standing with us after the project's done.
Yeah.
We get a problem, we may not get paid for it, you know, send us a bill, but help us out a little bit here. And that's a kind of a relationship, I think, very important to us.
Yeah,
We are rather isolated.
Absolutely, and I think that's something that we receive, and that's what we want, is for you to be a client to us, is to be able to call us and ask us questions, knowing the fact that we're going to give you a timely response back. And, you know, there's not going to be a bill for you know, a phone call for what in the area to stop off. I mean, use this as a resource. We're there to help.
Most of our business is repeat work.
Sure.
We're not a one and done type firm. We want you for the long haul, because we know reputation goes a long way. Because these operators talk, and they don't, and they're gonna, you know, in fact, we're putting on a technical seminar in 2 weeks, so and they talk, and we know how damaging that is if you don't do those things. That it's just good business. It's just, you know, it's a relationship.
It's important.
Well, and that's the reason why we brought the new board up. You may be looking at multiple sources. You know, we finally got all these agencies on the same page. They all accept the same preliminary engineering report. Finally. I mean, we had to do 2 different preliminary engineering reports for Newport, for example. Well, that's costly to do that. And so finally the agencies have accepted each other's PER, preliminary engineering report, which, you know, makes it a little bit easier. Everybody can have a little skin in the game. And I think that's what, that was the success story associated with Newport, is that we had everybody had a little skin in that project.
You guys aren't as isolated as you once were either, and it was funny. We didn't think Dan was going to be able to make it today, but he was actually just up in this area anyway. So it's not that difficult. We're traveling these cycles, these circles, and it's not as big a circle as it used to be.
Well, 69 helps out so much. It makes it easy. I mean, once they get it hooked up to Bloomington right there, then it's gonna be a hop, skip, and a jump. You guys are gonna have clear access to Bloomington, Indianapolis, just very easily. And it just amazes me how much I've cut my trip. I'm down in Evansville at least once a month, and how much of time has been cut off by 69. Of course, I'm probably going a little more than 70 miles an hour.
Because we're looking at some other projects like drainage,
Sure.
problem, drainage issues, it's gonna take a bond issue probably. Looking at annexation, looking at expanding, and
Good.
we need technical help. Look to somebody that's gonna be there tomorrow, and we can have a good relationship, finish up the project, everybody's happy.
One point that caught my eye about your big proposal that you gave us, you seem to have a very aggressive timeline of completion. Is that realistic?
And I'll have to refresh myself back on that proposal. It is, if the funding sources all kind of fall into place, if we're looking at, needing to go to, but, if we're looking at, when you fall into place with
If
the
everything
grant
falls
cycles.
together.
Yeah. See, we were expecting to get started in scoping in June. So if everything fell together and funding was in place, we could meet that schedule. Usually what you end up running into is the funding ends up depicting what your schedule is, not as much how much time we need to actually collect the information and do the project.
That's gonna drive your schedule.
Right.
It's gonna, and a lot of times if you're under any type of agreed order or enforcement action, the agencies are, IDEM's gonna work with you, because they recognize they gotta have the CFF grant, they've gotta have a long-term funding either through SRF or RD, and so that's gonna be your driving factor there. I think that schedule probably is a bit idealistic if the funding was set.
If the funding was set,
Yes.
that's what we could do.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, and that's why we're here tonight to talk to you about other opportunities that, you look at that's going to be in the best interests of Odon. And
Well-
looking at multiple agencies as far as what's going to provide the best deal for you folks.
I respect and appreciate the first comment that you made tonight. The first comment you made tonight, we were here before, is this isn't Commonwealth's project. This is our project. And the focus that you put on the areas that you saw when you were here, and to be able to so clearly speak to them tonight, tells me that you were very focused while you were here, and that means a lot to me.
It's not an easy decision for the town to have to do these kind of things. So
No.
We really respect that. So we do our best.
Anything else?
I don't have,
No, I mean, I thought it was a well put together presentation, and you answered all the things a couple things I was going to ask, so I don't have anything else.
When we leave this in charge,
Yes. Thank you.
Sir, nice to meet you, good to have you
You
here.
as well, yes. Thanks a lot. You bet, thank you. Thank you, you bet.
Good seeing you.
Jim,
Thank you.
It's always
brought the
a
A-team here tonight.
Thank you, man.